Caitlin Clark is on fire, and the Indiana Fever are officially red hot. In a game that had all the hype, all the storylines, and all the drama, Clark and the Fever left no doubt, completely dominating Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky in one of the most lopsided, energy-filled games of the season. This wasn't just another game on the WNBA schedule. This was personal. This was emotional. And this was a statement. Caitlin Clark came in fired up, and she played like a woman on a mission, draining deep threes, slinging cross-court dimes, and pushing the pace with a level of intensity that the Sky simply could not match. Meanwhile, Angel Reese looked rattled. The Sky had no answers, no energy, and no chemistry. And by the time the final buzzer sounded, the only thing left for them to do was walk off the court and regroup. In this video, we're diving deep into everything that happened in this emotional showdown. Caitlin Clark's standout performance, the Fever's complete team domination, Angel Reese's frustrating night, the drama between the two teams, and what this game means going forward. On one side, you had Caitlin Clark, the rookie phenom and most talked about athlete in women's basketball. After weeks of physical games, questionable officiating, and constant media attention, Clark came into this matchup with something to prove. On the other side, you had Angel Reese, Clark's college rival turned professional competitor. Reese has been polarizing ever since entering the WNBA. Known for her aggressive play, her confidence, and her never-back-down attitude. And let's not forget, the last few Fever vs. Sky games were packed with drama. From controversial flagrant fouls to sideline altercations. Every time these two teams meet, sparks fly. And with both Clark and Reese drawing national attention, the eyes of the basketball world were locked in. Everyone was expecting fireworks. And they got them. But not in the way the Sky hoped. From the opening tip, it was clear. The Fever were locked in. Caitlin Clark wasted no time making her presence felt. Just 2 minutes in, she pulled up from way beyond the arc and splashed a deep three that sent the crowd into a frenzy. That shot wasn't just a bucket. It was a message. She was here to dominate. And she wasn't alone. Aliyah Boston was a force in the paint, controlling the boards, protecting the rim, and punishing the Sky with powerful post moves. By the end of the first quarter, Indiana had built a double-digit lead and looked like they were playing a completely different game than Chicago. The Sky, by contrast, looked flat, slow, and overwhelmed. Then came the second quarter, and Caitlin Clark turned it up to another level. She began slicing up the Sky defense with backdoor passes, high screens, and transition runouts. At one point, she had back-to-back plays where she hit a step-back three, and then followed it up with a full-court assist in stride to Smith for an easy 2. You could see the fire in her eyes. Clark was animated, vocal, and dialed in. She was communicating with her teammates, pumping them up, and making sure the Fever didn't take their foot off the gas. Meanwhile, the Sky were struggling. Angel Reese had a rough first half, missing bunnies at the rim, getting into foul trouble, and failing to make a real impact on either end of the floor. Her frustration started to show. Body language slumped, communication with teammates dropped, and you could tell she was mentally shaken by how well the Fever were executing. By halftime, the Fever were up big, and the tone had been set. If there was any hope of a Chicago comeback, it died in the third quarter. Indiana came out of halftime just as fired up, and they went on an immediate 10-0 run. Clark nailed another logo three. Boston had a huge block on Reese, and Cunningham hit a corner triple that forced a Sky timeout. The Fever's bench was electric. Every big play had them jumping, celebrating, and building on each other's energy. This wasn't just one player having a great game. This was an entire team flowing in perfect sync. Angel Reese continued to struggle. She had one brief moment where she scored back-to-back buckets in the paint, but it was too little too late. The Fever were collapsing on her in the post, forcing her into tough looks, and daring the rest of the Sky to beat them. which they simply couldn't. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark continued to cook. She dished out assists left and right, ran the offense with precision, and constantly kept Chicago's defense scrambling. Despite being up big, Caitlin Clark didn't take her foot off the pedal. Neither did her teammates. Clark finished the game with a near triple-double, racking up 26 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds. It was a complete performance, one of poise, intensity, and leadership. NaLyssa Smith added 18 points and 10 rebounds, while Aliyah Boston finished with 16 and 12. Kelsey Mitchell had a quiet 14 points, but was crucial in keeping the offense steady. Sophie Cunningham, the spark plug, chipped in with 10 and made life miserable for the Sky's guards with relentless energy and physical defense. By the time the final buzzer sounded, the Fever had beaten the Sky by 21 points, and it honestly felt like it could have been more. Angel Reese ended with 11 points and 7 rebounds, but those numbers don't tell the full story. She was outplayed, out-hustled, and outclassed, plain and simple. This win was more than just a box score victory. It was symbolic. It showed that the Indiana Fever are not just building chemistry. They've arrived. They're playing confident, connected basketball, and they have a young leader in Caitlin Clark who knows how to take over without forcing things. The team is trusting each other. The ball is moving. The defense is tightening. And they're playing for each other. And perhaps most importantly, they're learning how to win. Clark's leadership is growing. Boston is establishing herself as an elite two-way player. Smith is emerging as a reliable third option. And the supporting cast, Mitchell, Hull, Cunningham, is stepping up night after night. This game was a statement to the league. Don't sleep on Indiana. Meanwhile, this loss adds more pressure on Angel Reese. Clark versus Reese was trending within minutes. Clips of Clark's logo threes and no-look assists flooded social media, while memes and criticism of Reese's quiet night spread just as quickly. Analysts praised the Fever's team effort and Clark's leadership. Many called it her most complete professional performance to date. This game had everything: rivalry, tension, talent, emotion. And in the end, it had Caitlin Clark walking away with a statement win. This wasn't just about points. It was about poise. It was about control. And it was about proving that the Fever are learning how to dominate on both ends of the floor. Angel Reese still has time to grow. She's a competitor and a fighter. But right now, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever are just on a different level. And the whole WNBA is starting to realize it. Clark's fire, leadership, and basketball IQ are elevating everyone around her. And if the Fever continue to play like this, they're not just building for the future. They're ready to make noise now. Let us know in the comments. Who do you think won the mental battle tonight? Clark or Reese? And where do the Fever go from here? If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more updates.